"The devil he does money, and a large sum," said Mazarin. "Pray, are you aware that the king has no money in his treasury? Do then as I did. My lord, sell the crown diamonds. Trust me, not let us try to do things cheaply. Great undertakings come poorly off with paltry means." "Well," returned Mazarin, "we will satisfy you." Richelieu, thought D'Artagnan, would have given me 500 pistoles in advance. "You will then be at my service?" asked Mazarin. "Yes, if my friends agree; but if they refuse, can I count on you?" "I have never accomplished anything alone," said D'Artagnan, shaking his head. "Go, then, and find them. What shall I say to them by way of inducement to serve your eminence? You know them better than I. Adapt your promises to their respective characters. What shall I promise? That if they serve me as well as they served the queen, my gratitude shall be magnificent. But what are we to do? Make your mind easy. When the time for action comes, you shall be put in full possession of what I require from you. Wait till that time arrives, and find out your friends." "My lord, perhaps they are not in Paris. It is even probable that I shall have to make a journey. I am only a lieutenant of musketeers, very poor, and journeys cost money. My intention," said Mazarin, "is not that you go with a great following. My plans require secrecy, and would be jeopardized by a too extravagant equipment. Still, my lord, I can't travel on my pay, for it is now 3 months behind, and I can't travel on my savings, for in my 22 years of service I have accumulated nothing but debts." Mazarin remained some moments in deep thought, as if he were fighting with himself. Then, going to a large cupboard closed with a triple lock, he took from it a bag of silver, and weighing it twice in his hands before he gave it to D'Artagnan, "Take this," he said with a sigh. "'Tis merely for your journey. If these are Spanish doubloons, or even gold crowns," thought D'Artagnan, "we shall yet be able to do business together." He saluted the cardinal and plunged the bag into the depths of an immense pocket. "Well, then, all is settled. You are to set off," said the cardinal. "Yes, my lord. Apropos, what are the names of your friends?" "Count de Lawford, formerly styled Athos, Monsieur du Vallon, whom we used to call Porthos, the Chevalier d'Herblay, now the Abbé d'Herblay, whom we styled Aramis." The cardinal smiled. "Younger sons," he said, "who enlisted in the musketeers under feigned names in order not to lower their family names. Long swords but light purses. Was that it? If, God willing, these swords should be devoted to the service of your eminence," said D'Artagnan, "I shall venture to express a wish, which is, that in its turn the purse of your eminence may become light and theirs heavy, for with these 3 men your eminence may rouse all Europe if you like." "These Gascons," said the cardinal, laughing, "almost beat the Italians in effrontery." "At all events," answered D'Artagnan, with a smile almost as crafty as the cardinal's, "they beat them when they draw their swords." He then withdrew, and as he passed into the courtyard he stopped near a lamp and dived eagerly into the bag of money. "Crown pieces only, silver pieces. I suspected it. Ah, Mazarin, Mazarin, thou hast no confidence in me, so much the worse for thee, for harm may come of it." Meanwhile, the cardinal was rubbing his hands in great satisfaction. 100 pistoles, 100 pistoles, for 100 pistoles, I have discovered a secret for which Richelieu would have paid 20,000 crowns, without reckoning the value of that diamond. He cast a complacent look at the ring, which he had kept, instead of restoring to D'Artagnan, which is worth, at least, 10,000 francs. He returned to his room, and after depositing the ring in a casket filled with brilliants of every sort, for the cardinal was a connoisseur in precious stones, he called to Bernouin to undress him, regardless of the noises of gun fire that, though it was now near midnight, continued to resound through Paris. In the meantime D'Artagnan took his way toward the Rue Tiquetonne, where he lived at the Hôtel de la Chevrette. We will explain in a few words how D'Artagnan had been led to choose that place of residence. Chapter Vi. D'Artagnan in his 40th year. Years have elapsed. Many events have happened, alas, since, in our romance of the Three Musketeers, we took leave of D'Artagnan at No. 12 Rue des Fossoyeurs. D'Artagnan had not failed in his career, but circumstances had been adverse to him. So long as he was surrounded by his friends, he retained his youth and the poetry of his character. He was one of those fine, ingenuous natures which assimilate themselves easily to the dispositions of others. Athos imparted to him his greatness of soul, Porthos his enthusiasm, Aramis his elegance. Had D'Artagnan continued his intimacy with these three men, he would have become a superior character. Athos was the first to leave him, in order that he might retire to a little property he had inherited near Blois, Porthos; the second, to marry an attorney's wife; and lastly, Aramis, the third, to take orders and become an abbé. From that day D'Artagnan felt lonely and powerless, without courage to pursue a career in which he could only distinguish himself on condition that each of his three companions should endow him with one of the gifts each had received from heaven.